Whew. I don't know how to rotate this. Whatever. Oh, I do. Okay, sorry. One moment while I figure out how to rotate my phone. Oh, I do. Okay, sorry. One moment while I figure out how to rotate my phone. Oh, I do. Okay, sorry. One moment while I figure out how to rotate my phone. Wow. Alright, maybe it's gonna work, maybe it's not. Whatever, I'm not gonna worry about it. I hate technology. Okay. That's annoying. Oh, okay, well, this makes sense, because right now we can talk about the 58th gene key, which is the the shadow of dissatisfaction. I'm very dissatisfied that this video will not orient properly, but I'm going to deal with it. Okay, so I was supposed to prepare, and like usual, I didn't, so and the repressive nature of dissatisfaction. Huh. Fascinating. So there is no repressive nature of dissatisfaction. I'm trying to decide if I agree with this, but maybe you can decide if you agree with it. Let me know what you think. So the 58th shadow is only the aspect of our genetic makeup. The 58th shadow is the only aspect of our genetic makeup that cannot be repressed. That was dissatisfaction. The reason for this is that it signifies validity, the life force itself, which is outside of our control. I'm not sure who our is, but our. Okay. If it could be repressed by human beings, we would cause our own deaths, and as a species would never have been able to evolve. Fortunately, however, this is far stronger than human beings and will not be denied. Sorry, I am not able to read very strongly today. I'm going to start over. Unfortunately, however, life is far stronger than human beings, and it will not be denied. We are destined to face our dissatisfaction, and we can only react to it. I'm going to read all of that again. Huh. Yeah. Maybe I won't. I just need to think about that. Okay. So we cannot deny if we feel dissatisfied with something. I mean, I know I can't. That's why I'm a little strange, because if something dissatisfies me, I can't pretend to like it. So I feel like sometimes I'm kind of rude. If you start talking about something that bores me, I'm likely to walk away because I'm dissatisfied with the conversation. Why should I deal with it? And I know that that sounds rude, but you know, if you're not interested in something, like, we shouldn't waste our time on something that we're not interested in. The whole reason that we get into a lot of our messes is because we tolerate things that we don't actually want. And if we were all just authentically going toward what we want, not to harm anybody, but just to be authentically ourselves, I mean, imagine what kind of place this would be. I'm going to think about it, because I need to process. I believe I have some shame around this feeling. So it's like feeling like I only want to do what I want to do, when I want to do it, and with who I want to do it. If that makes sense. And, but I feel like allowing myself to only do what I want to do, when I want to do it, despite the feelings of others, or the needs of others, or the wants of others, I feel selfish, and I feel it feels wrong, like I'm supposed to only give of myself, never ask for anything in return. And then I feel bad when I do the things that are just for me. So that's why I'm making these videos, actually. I've now learned that I'm making them because I'm going to do exactly what I want to do for the next hour, and if you want to hang out with me and chat with me or whatever while I do it, you are welcome to. Otherwise, I'm just doing me, and you can hang out. Anyway, so I'm going to sing and talk to myself. Authenticity relieves dissatisfaction. If you're being authentic in yourself, do you find that you are less dissatisfied? Sorry, I'm sideways. I don't know how to be unsideways. I wasn't less sideways last week, and I don't know what I did differently, but, you know, just, pretend that I'm in a different direction. Whatever. Key of C, and I just sing whatever I want with it, and you're welcome to as well, obviously. explore your voice. If you have an instrument that you like to drone on or play with or whatever, you can sing with that. Or you could just hum. Or you could think about singing. Not actually making any sound. Just imagining that you could make sound and what that would feel like. This is going to be in person next week. I've just been having some struggles finding spots to host it during the holiday stuff. So it's not like something you can really do in an apartment with a bunch of people singing. It's not going to be very happy making for your neighbors. So it has to be kind of in a place where people don't mind a bunch of us sitting around screeching for a while. Some people are very triggered by this sound. Maybe you are. That's cool. I love being triggered because it shows me where I can grow. And usually if I find something revolting and it's something that I need to explore, it's fucked up. Flat or sharp or whatever, it happens, and the more you try, the better your brain can map out where the sounds live in your voice. When you breathe out, if you imagine that your vocal cords or your vocal folds or whatever can be played like a reed with the air that's blowing past them, so it's not like you're singing, you're just using your breath to control the pitch in the reeds. So if you think of it more as an instrument, and then you can finely tune that and develop different ways to use those muscles to control the tension that changes the frequency. I want to believe that we can use our minds to create any sound we wish, and that all that it takes is believing that you can do it, and then practicing until your belief and your reality match. I'll let you know how it's going. I mean, it's going, but if I start hitting some crazy frequencies, you'll know I have succeeded. And I hope you succeed too, because we could do this together. And when we do it together, it sounds so amazing. We're gonna all do it together next week, in person. So you're gonna have to join this group, Sound and Shadow Ceremonies, if you want to go to the in-person groups, because they are only for members, because I like to know who's attending. If I'm going to have you in a space that I consider home, I have to trust you. Drink water. Or water with a tea bag in it. I love tea. Oh yes, I was going to tell you about trust. And how I trust everybody. I didn't used to. I used to trust nobody. I was afraid of all humans. And now I believe that people have the integrity to be honest with me. Whether it's through your words or your actions, your thoughts. It's all energy. It's all frequency. And I think a lot of times we know people's intentions, whether or not they say a word. I know your intentions. And I act accordingly. But I also know my own intentions. And because I know and I'm secure in my intentions, I trust myself. Because I know I'm here to harm none. I am here to help as many people as I can find themselves and find peace. I'm here to help myself find myself and find peace. I believe we can all get along here. And I know that there was that cult, and it said love wins, but they weren't wrong. I do believe love wins. I don't know. And I also believe that cults could be a thing. It could be a good thing. But people take it into some weird craziness, and I don't understand that, but I met this being named Quinn, and they told me this interesting word, phrase, wholesome cult. I'm trying to build a wholesome cult. You know. Cult meaning a culture, a community, a collective of people who want to create art and sing and just be their authentic selves and realize that most of what we're doing in this world we don't actually need. Like, do you really need a couch? Isn't the floor way more comfortable than a couch? Do you really need a TV? Does anybody actually watch that thing? What is it doing for you? I don't know. I say we get rid of all that shit. All you really need is some paper, some awesome books, water, food, shelter, heat, Showers are nice. But do we really need all of these extra things? Do we need all these jobs that pay us money so that we can have all of these extra things when really all we need is each other? How much do you charge your best friend to hang out with you? I think it's stupid. Fuck this money shit. And we can break the system from the inside, I believe, by participating in the system. You should vote. Vote for yourself, 2024. That's what I'm going for. You can vote for whoever you want. I don't give a shit, really. I think it'd be way funnier if we all vote for ourselves. But so long as, I'm going to say, let's do the 99%. If the 99% can commit to voting in this election for themselves or for your best friend or whoever the fuck, I don't care, just voting so that they are in the White House or wherever the fuck the house is, and they're like, holy shit, 99.9% of the population turned in a vote in 2024. They're paying attention. Maybe we won't be getting away with this very long. I don't know. Let's see. And wouldn't it be the best practical joke? I'm doing it for the humor, because either way we're fucked. I just would like it to be entertaining. I'll be singing at the apocalypse. Stop laughing. Okay. I'm gonna get serious. Drink some tea. I would never be a president. I would be a dictator. Because being president in this country doesn't mean jack shit. It's just who we get a laugh at. So you can vote for me for dictator. My policies will be love or die. Kind of like when you have cats, and punishing a cat never does any good. You can spray them and they'll just like wince at in their, I don't know, at least mine. I tried to punish them in ways that, seem like punishments of like, okay, you get up on the table, I'm gonna squirt you with water. There's like, I don't give a shit. I'm like, okay, you get up on the table, I'm gonna hold you in baby pose, and I'm gonna kiss your little face and tell you how cute you are. That was very effective. So, in my country, you'll be punished by getting hugged and told how cute you are until you realize that you are loved. And that these actions that you take to get love are often skewed. Your actions are subconscious, ruled by your subconscious, and your subconscious tends to be younger, and it has only, it's like it takes the path of least resistance to get its needs expressed. And if you are a young child and you're frustrated but you can't use words, the way that you tell your parent that you are frustrated is by making them feel frustrated. If that means screaming until you pass out, your parent will feel frustrated and your mission has been accomplished. But now they feel frustrated at you, which is not what you intended. So if you find that as an adult now, you find that you slip into patterns when you're frustrated and you don't realize that you're frustrated, and so you're acting out toward others in a way that makes them feel the way that you feel, when you could just catch yourself in those behaviors and be like, oh, I'm feeling frustrated. This is probably because this person's making me feel frustrated. What if I tell them, hey, I feel frustrated, and this is, I think, like I'm acting in a way that's making me not address the problem, and then you can address the problems that way. I don't know. It's been working for me. Give it a shot. Whatever you normally do, try something opposite. And harm none. So long as you harm none. Unless it's to nourish your body. I eat animals occasionally, and so you cannot say you're harming none if you eat animals. Life feeds on life. Anybody knows what notes those are, feel free to post them in the comments, because I would like some help figuring those out. the expressed side of the shadow is, now that we've thought about the non-existent repressed version. Lost my bookmark. Or did I? I didn't lose my bookmark. So there is no repressive nature of dissatisfaction, we have learned. The reactive nature of dissatisfaction is interfering. Such is the strength of life force that we humans can only react to it, whether consciously or unconsciously. This reaction most often expresses itself through our interfering with the natural flow of nature. Such interferences cause us further discomfort and dissatisfaction. The greatest difficulties arise when we occasionally taste the spontaneity of our own inherent joy. Because we have all tasted this experience, we crave it, and we constantly try to recreate it. Only when we realize that dissatisfaction is simply a low-frequency manifestation of our life force, pressuring us to evolve, does the great miracle happen. We finally stop interfering with life and experience our true joyous nature. Only when we realize that why can't I talk today? Only when we realize that dissatisfaction is simply a low-frequency manifestation of our life force, pressuring us to evolve, does the miracle happen. We finally stop interfering with life and experience our true joyous nature. Yeah. It's good stuff. The gift of this gene key is vitality. And it's fine. This thing says, I haven't actually read any of this, so I'm not prepared at all. But apparently, it's about the joy of service is what it has a little label here. There's some joy in service, which is why I hide in it so often. But there's also finding peace in service, in the sense that you only serve in the way that you want to. And so if you're doing what you want and what you want happens to be serving another, then that's joyous service, isn't it? This is me joyously serving. I do these things because it is embarrassing to me and because I would much rather just hide in my space and not talk to other people. But I want to bring people into my space, and it's my way of saying, come do the weird shit with me. This is the things that I like to do, and if you are interested in this, we should totally do the things. I prefer to work in groups because I feel like I've spent a lot of my time in my life doing one-on-one sort of interactions, and I find that one-on-one interactions, while they are helpful, they tend to kind of, have the opposite effect of what I'm trying to produce for people, in a sense. And that is that I feel like one-on-one is too intimate, and we, as a species, in our current culture, are very comfortable in one-on-one relationships with each other, I think, and that's kind of our downfall. It's kind of like the poison, I believe, of monogamy, and how we find this one partner, and then we hole up with them, and then it's like, us against the world, and it's like, that's not really helping our cause here. We are a communal species, and we should all be living together, and we should be in community, and the disease that we see, I believe, is our lack of connection to others, which inhibits our way of connecting with others as well. So it's if we can't connect to ourselves, we can't connect to other people either. And when we have just this one person who is our captive audience, who we, I don't know, just are everything or whatever, then it just ends up being very toxic, I think. We're supposed to be around other people. Nothing happens in a vacuum, so they say. And, yeah, I don't believe in this pair bonding stuff. So let's meet in groups and form bonds of community. I don't want to be your partner. I don't want to date you. I will not date you. I don't date. I'm not romantic in that sense, and I don't want to be your one and only. And those are the feelings that I get when people ask me to do one-on-one things with them. So if I'm ever acting odd because you've asked me to go do something with just you, it's because I am uncomfortable with that situation, because it leads to things that I am not interested in. And yeah, so that's my weirdness. So yeah, I would love to do group stuff. So if you would like to hang out with me, let's do a group thing. Because I want you to love you, and to love me, and to love everybody around you. Yeah. Anywho, that's weird. Drink water. Do you have a favorite tea? My favorite tea is black tea, but specifically I'm really into the Tetleys. Oh man, they have that, the British blend and the Irish blend, and I like to sometimes put them together. I don't know. There's this hippie song that's been stalking me, and I'm not into the hippie shit, or at least I wasn't into the hippie shit until the hippie shit happened to me on accident. It's a long story, involves mushrooms, and my dad releasing my soul when he died in 2020. Thank you, Dad. Good riddance. I don't mean really good riddance. Good riddance to the piece of him that was here, so that now he is reunited with his being, and hopefully can become a better person in his next adventure. But the song, should I sing it for you? I don't know. Some of you probably know it. I heard it the first time at an ayahuasca retreat, and then I heard it again at a women's group. And I was like, oh no, I'm so embarrassed. I have something in common with these people at a women's group. Even though I guess we all have vaginas, but that's not really, I guess, what a woman is. I don't know. I'm just a syzygy. We're all a syzygy. The uniting of the sexes. I claim neither as my own. But I wish I had a penis. I just really want to pee standing up. It's so hard when you don't have the right equipment, and I'm not going to carry one of those pee-wee things or whatever the fuck, the she-wees. That is just a whole goddamn mess. What am I supposed to do, like carry a Ziploc bag full of my wet pee stick? I mean, Jesus Christ. If we just had urinals, you know, like the things where you just stand over a trough, that'd be great. Or we could just bring back those pants that just, you know, like had the flap on the back. I actually have, Sandy, I have a bucket in my van that I pee in. It's super classy. It's a Christmas bucket. It had sugar cookies in it at one point. I play this on a C for a few reasons, and it's tied to the root chakra, I think. I could be all wrong, but for me, this is like a grounding sort of sound. It's very comforting. I don't know. I think it's pretty common for a lot of music to be in the key of C. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on this. But it seems to go along with most stuff. I don't know why, but anyway. I use C because it's comfortable. I have it in the full octave on this instrument. It has, I guess I should probably show this thing. It's like a piano. These are like black keys. These are the white keys. But I just play with the octaves because it sounds nice and full and fluffy. And they can coordinate to chakras if you believe in any of that. I personally think that it doesn't really matter what you call it. You know, I like to say a rose by any other name. Call it what it is. It's just a method that somebody has devised to help visualize, and you use whatever works for you to visualize what you need to in order to control the machine that is your body. And I believe that we can control a lot of things about ourselves with just our breath and with the intention and with belief. I used to hear this quote. I don't remember where I saw it, but it was about belief. I think it was like a Karl Marx quote or something. Belief or believing is, I don't know if it's Karl Marx. What was it? No, it was faith. Faith is believing what you know ain't so, or something like that. But maybe it was different. Anyway, but believing is good. And if you can, whatever you set your intention to, if you can remove your doubt and you are harming none, it is, there's no limit to what you can accomplish. The only limit is you. Yeah. And always tell people what your dreams are. Because if you can't even allow yourself to tell somebody your dream is, how can you ever expect to accomplish it? I was really embarrassed. Alright, this is really embarrassing still, because it's pretty fresh. I had I saw a concert, and it was a Soraya concert, and I was like, what the fuck is this? This is like the most amazing thing I'd ever heard in my life, because I'd never been exposed to anything like that. Even though apparently I had one of his albums or something in my album collection forever, and I've just never listened to it somehow. Anyway, so it's this weird thing where I got like really obsessed with Soraya, and I was like, oh my god, my life dream is to just sing with Soraya. I just really want to sing with Soraya. And I was so embarrassed because I was like, oh, they live here, like Enrique is like a normal person, and I'm like sitting here just reducing a person to like their vocal ability, which is quite amazing, but not really. I mean, it's not really that they're not amazing, but I wasn't reducing them, but I was just like feeling, anyway, whatever, long story short, I shared with one person that my goal and my dream in life right now is to sing with Soraya. And he's like, oh, cool, I know him, I can introduce you. And I was like, okay. But then, before that could even happen, it just happened that we were already in each other's orbit. And then I just sent Soraya a message, Enrique a message, and he was really nice. And now, the whole story I'm telling you this is for, that I'm going to be playing right before Soraya, at the embolic sleep event. My brain is not with it to name events, but it's on my profile. You guys should come. It starts at 10 p.m. on February 2nd, and it goes through to the 3rd, which is a Saturday. So it's 10 p.m. to 7 a.m. I'm going on at 1, and then Soraya is going right after me, but I think he's also going to sing with me, and we have some other secret-y weird things planned for the weirdness that's going to happen that night, but it's going to be good, and I think you should come. Yeah. And if you like singing, let me know, because I'm always looking for more people to sing with. Anyway, back to the singing. But my point was, my dream was to sing with Soraya, and now I'm singing with Soraya. Because I told one person. So, tell people. I'll talk to you about that, Sandy. We'll see if we can get something worked out for you. But it's not about just like making those kind of things manifest for yourself. You can, like, I manifested singing. Like, just a few months ago, I was terrified of singing, and I would never have sung in front of anybody. And then I found this weird group that's no longer a thing, but it was interesting. I invited you guys to it. I'm so sorry. Anyway, it's gone now, but the whole reason that I learned that, you know, like, everything happens for a reason. I'm like, why would I go to this weird first church of David Bowie? The music was really bad, but it did have some really good things. He was trying to build a community, but things. But the point was that we sang together, and I had never sung in front of anybody in my life, and just the fact that it was so bad, the music was so bad that I didn't really care about singing it well. I was like, I don't really care if, like, I sing Britney Spears song badly, because there was no Britney Spears, but I can't think of it. Basically the same difference. Britney Spears, Taylor Swift, same difference. Yeah, so it's like when you remove the pressure of singing well because you don't give a shit anyway, then it just becomes like this dare. Yeah. Anyway. And then Timo asked me to join his band, or to start a band with him technically. And then I was like, well, I'll only do it if my security blanket comes, because Jacob's my security blanket. And now we're in a band. And I sing, and now I'm doing this. So, if you're afraid of singing, you can totally fix that by embarrassing the shit out of yourself every day. In the summer, I do this on the street corner. I had a lady come and scream at me once because she said I was, like, doing black magic or something, because she was so triggered by my singing. She actually owns the psychic shop on Hawthorne. It's quite cute. After she asked me to stop singing because I was scaring her. she brought back up too. Her, Karen and Karen too, both came over to tell me that I was, you know, they need to speak to my manager or whatever. But I cleared out because I didn't want to traumatize them. But then she was smudging her whole building with the sage. Because, you know, I'm scary. And I thought she was coming over because she was like, wow, this is cool. I want to sing with you. And I was like, hey, come sing with me. And she's like, now. So, you know, people are going to yell at you. And you're going to lose hope. Like, right before that happened, I was like singing in public. And I was like, wow, like, I can't believe I'm singing in public. I'm going to keep doing this and like just push myself to grow. And then like 2 minutes after I like finally was like, wow, yeah, I'm moving up in the world, getting over my shyness. And this lady comes screaming at me. And then I'm like, fuck, I'm never gonna sing again. But, you know, obviously I didn't let her. She only broke me for a few days. Whatever. People are hurting, I guess. And they're triggered by things, and can't really get mad at them for reacting when they are dissatisfied with something. But you can definitely try to help them find relief and comfort. I need to go send her, I'm going to write a letter for her. I tried to write one a while ago, but I was still too mad about it, so it was still angry. Not mean, but angry. Like, kind of passive-aggressive. You know, kind of like China to the United States. Like, you're gonna be our friend, right? Because otherwise we're gonna kill you, right? United States of China, I am so ready. I'll be a Chinese citizen, whatever, let's do it. A rose by any other name, right? Or I guess it's shit by any name. It still smells like shit. It's all one world government anyway. It's all King Pfizer. Unilever, whatever. Same difference. We don't need what they're selling. All we need is each other. And the sooner we realize that, the sooner we will learn how to defeat them. We can't control a population that has nothing to be controlled for. It's like they're just obsolete. So, you know, love is all there is. is really hard to hit, or if like I have trouble going into it, I'll just hold that note for a really long time. It's kind of like training your voice to get in that sound, because it's like, it's not quite strong enough yet. So. Challenge I've been doing, if you guys feel like a New Year's resolution, it's to never use I am or I'm with any sort of thing that you do not wish to identify with. So you wouldn't say I am depressed, you say I feel depressed, because you don't want to own that feeling. You know, I am ADHD or whatever, I don't know, whatever. I am something. Just always changing it to something that you're not identifying with, if it's not something that you wish to identify with. Or just being conscious of what you are identifying with. Because in some ways you can take ownership of things that you aren't benefiting from. And then it's hard to get out from under them when you feel like they are you. So like, what are you really? Stop that for a second, because holy Jesus. Sitting in one spot for too long. See if we can find out anything exciting about the 58th gene key. Yeah, I'm just going to say this again, because there being no repressive nature of dissatisfaction, the shadow of, let's see, the highest expression. So there's the dissatisfaction, which is the shadow. The gift is vitality. And the city, which is the, I don't know what you'd call it, the highest form. is bliss. I don't know if this thing is still working, I think something happened. I don't know. Can you guys still see anything? Is this working? Maybe. I think it froze. Whatever. I'm just going to talk to myself. Anyway. So there's the joy of service, which I was talking about, which is the vitality, the gift. The moment you accept your plight as a human being, eternally driven to seek fulfillment in the future, everything in your life changes. This deep understanding sparks the next process, when the life force within you shifts gear into a new phase. The process begins in earnest as you grasp the depth of your own dilemma at an intellectual level. The understanding then passes from the intellect to the intuition, and finally deep into the very heart of your body, into your DNA. When acceptance reaches down inside of you to this degree, it produces what can only be described as atomic rupturing. The energy that has been seeking an outlet into the world through your dissatisfaction is turned back upon itself, which forces it into an atomic structure of the body. The result is kind of an implosion of an inner vital force, which catalyzes extraordinary microprocesses within your physiology. In short, you become yourself once again. At this frequency, the same energy that you experienced as dissatisfaction now begins to turn into joy. The joyousness lies within every human being and is nothing short of life expressing itself without resistance. At this stage of your individual evolution, something strange is breaking through inside of you. The evolutionary urge to become self-aware. Life wants to become aware of itself, freed from boundaries and restraints. Thus, it begins a progress of disidentification inside of you, as you realize at deeper and deeper levels that the future truly does not exist. Yeah. You prevent your life force from projecting itself into that future. Your mind becomes quieter, as though more space were opening between your thoughts. Your relationship to the future also changes. You realize that it is not, and never has been, in your hands, but is maintained by a collective force of which you are only a minute aspect. This deepening realization loosens your concerns for what happens to you, even though a part of you still remains fascinated. And it's like, I feel like this is the lie that we've been told, is that we're planning for this retirement in which, at some point we will no longer physically be able to work or whatever, and so we'll have to retire or whatever. I'm like, first of all, the work that I do, I don't see how I could ever retire from it. Retiring from my work means I have died. I think we need to change our relationship with what work is to what work is. If you think about your life and what you actually need, here I go again, minimalism. Although I'm like a minimalist who's constantly surrounded by too much shit. I'm like, where did all this stuff come from? I don't know, it just shows up. Anywho. I don't know what I was talking about. But basically, thinking about retirement and how we're all saving, or, well, some of us are saving, I'm not, for the future, because they're thinking that at some point they're going to need to be taken care of in the future. And I'm just live your life, and if you're present in your life and you're making connections with people and you're facing your fears and following your intuition. Sometimes following your intuition actually is facing your fears because a lot of times if we don't fully trust ourselves, it's hard to hear the intuition, or you can't tell if it's something that you're supposed to be doing or not supposed to be doing. And I have found that rather than following my intuition, I listen to what I'm afraid of. And if I am feeling fear about doing a particular thing, then I have to journal about why I'm feeling fear about doing this thing. And as long as it's not like, oh, I fear doing this thing because it's going to chop my finger off or, harm me in some sort of physical way, then if it's not going to cause me harm, then I have to face it. Because most of the time it's emotional discomfort that I'm fearing, and I learned that in doing the thing, I no longer feel the emotional discomfort. So I'm still feeling emotional discomfort with doing these live things, so I'm going to keep doing them until I no longer feel discomfort, and then maybe then I'll still do them, who knows, but yeah. But this book is called Gene Keys. It's probably backwards, but the Gene Keys. It's pretty interesting. You can use it for the transits that are going through. Like right now, the transit, I believe, is the 58th Gene Key. I did not verify that this morning, but I accidentally opened up to the page yesterday, and I was like, oh, I think this is the Gene Key I'm supposed to be reading, and then my email said agreed, so pretty sure. Anyway, but you can also just use it as kind of like you just open it up to a random page, and each one is there's 64 Gene Keys, I think. Something like that, but each one has a page about it, and it all has like a shadow and a gift and a city. And I like to work a lot with the shadows because that's kind of my bag. So this one is the 21st Gene Key. The shadow is control. So you can look on, there's a page where it always talks about the repressive nature of the shadow and then the reactive nature. So it's like the one that repressive and reactive. I think it's kind of self-explanatory. I'm not going to go into it. But the repressive nature of control is submission. So it's kind of like, rather than being in your power, you're just kind of going along. It's like masquerading as being laid back. However, in reality, such people are hiding from their true responsibility. People that let others maintain control without asserting their own authority. Added to this, repressive nature has a tendency to defer control of life itself, therefore not assuming responsibility for the direction in which it takes them. There is a fine line between surrendering to what life brings and influencing the path of one's own destiny. These people unconsciously blame life for whatever happens to them, closing down the center of their willpower. The true nature of the 21st gift is to control and manage situations, but the submissive side of the shadow is afraid of being in control, since it means they alone are accountable for their actions and potential success or failure. Yeah. And then, of course, the reactive nature is the external of controlling. It's the need for control. These people are sometimes labeled as control freaks. Their anger is so tightly coiled that they cannot allow any part of their environment to escape their control. As the repressed nature is loose, so the reactive nature is tight. These people cannot handle change unless they have instigated it. If others transgress the confines of their deeply controlled lives, all their pent-up tension and anger is likely to be detonated. Such a nature strives to maintain control over others through hierarchical dominance, or by taking the moral high ground. Hierarchy or taking the moral high ground. Unfortunately, such sustained instance on control takes a toll on your body and in particular on your heart. These are the kind of people who can be humbled by a deep physical or emotional crisis, and because of their inability to let go, they often meet such crises in life. Yeah. Anyway, let's sing some. to lean into singing, Nick? I think my chat's got a lag, so I don't try to be on top of it. Service on a ferry. Wow. Have fun on the ferry, Marina. I don't know. I prefer these in person. And yeah, hopefully you guys will come to the next one. I don't know if anybody's still watching, but I feel obligated to stay here until 2:30. And now I'm like, is that a, I don't know. I guess it's kind of integrity, you know. If I've said I'm going to do something, I like to do it. Ooh, you guys want an assignment? The two of you who are listening. I don't know. Write down your dreams every day for 1 month. And then tell me about your favorite one. Ooh. Yeah. I've been thinking about making time capsules, and I think that'd be really fun to, I don't know, put some of my writing or something in some sort of container that I think will last a long time, and I don't know, leave it somewhere for somebody to find in the future. After the apocalypse, you know. Especially if you leave your dream journal. You record your dreams on paper, and then you bury them in a time capsule. And then somebody in the future unearths your dreams, and they're like, wow, in the future, they think it's like, they don't know it's your dream journal. They're like, it was aliens, and then all of a sudden they were serving pizza, and then, I don't know, my dreams are crazy sometimes. Yeah, I don't know, just, think about what makes you passionate and what makes you feel like you are doing something that you enjoy, or that you are doing just because it pleases you. Might as well be your weirdest self. What's the worst that could happen? And then just be nice to everybody. Not nice in the sense that you're like giving yourself up. But you know, if somebody's interesting to you, talk to them. And try to, I don't know what y'all go through, but from what I experience with random people who like to come up to me, it's just kind of a thing. As somebody who's approached by strangers often, I say, if you're going to approach a stranger, find a reason to do it. Don't just, other than, like, I think this person's cute and I want to talk to them, because that is not going to go anywhere for you. I don't know. Just be curious about each other. Ask poignant questions. No pressure. Just be curious. Be open. Learn. Experience your surroundings. As if you're an alien. And you have no idea what any of this is. I mean, I approach people all the time, but because I watch people, and so if I see something that I'm like, I must know more about whatever this person is doing, I will go and ask them about their things. But it doesn't happen to me very often, because most people don't tend to show their true selves in public, and they're so doing their facade and stuck in a facade, and in so doing, they eliminate every part of themselves that's actually interesting. So yeah, be yourself. Be weird. Whatever weird is to you. Unless weird is a bad thing to you, then don't be weird. But to me, I like being weird, so I'm always like doing something and I'll be like, oh, I shouldn't do this because this is weird. People will think I'm weird, and I'm like, then you gotta catch yourself in those moments. Like, okay, if the only reason I'm not doing something is because somebody might judge me, then I have to do it. So it's kind of like a dare on yourself, as long as it's harming nobody and not interfering with anybody's way of life or whatever. It's just affecting you. Do it. There's been times when I needed to write something down, like, right now. And I'm trying to write it while standing, and I just can't get the word out fast enough. And so I will just literally sit on the floor in public and write it so I can get it all out really quick. And I know people are staring at me and be like, okay, that girl's sitting on the floor, writing in a notebook. What a fucking weirdo. She's probably on a lot of drugs. Not, well, cannabis sometimes, but yeah, just don't be afraid to do what you gotta do. Get your shit done. And I think everybody should keep a journal. I wouldn't be able to remember anything if I didn't write it in my journal. So, big supporter of writing stuff down and keeping a record, because our memories are not always honest. We can let a lot color our memory, and you think that you're being unbiased, but chances are you're probably lying to yourself. And so if you are able to write down the truth of what you are thinking or what you are at the moment, whatever, just being honest with yourself in your notebook, you can look back on those times and you'll see your growth and your changing. And yeah, learn a lot about yourself in the process. And the progress. There's a lot of times, I keep thinking like, oh, I haven't really changed a whole lot since I was a kid, and then I remember that when I was a kid, I was so terrified of other people that I would cry if my teacher tried to talk to me in class. So I just was very shy and quiet. And now nobody can get me to shut up. And now I just talk to myself on these camera things to force y'all to listen to me. Or whatever. Oh boy, there's only 5 more minutes. Y'all can leave if you want. If y'all leave, that means I can leave too. But, I don't know. Or I could just sing. I'll sing until you go. Sing until the end. Let's sing. Keep it on the sea, because it's nice. Okie dokie. I'm done. We're done. See you later. Next week we'll be in person, so maybe I'll still do this. I don't know how to stop this thing. Stop.